Okay, you know what time it is. It's time for Tech Tuesday, and Samsung has something new in store for hardcore computer gamers, a 55-inch 4K monitor.
Wow, that'll make your games look good. Plus, Apple is allowing fans to fix their own MacBook computers and iPhones. But the repair kits are not for everyone. Here to explain is this week's top tech headlines and more, our tech expert Greg Nibbler. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so this is a part of a whole push in home electronics called the right to repair. And the idea is that consumers should be able to make repairs at home themselves with quality parts coming from the manufacturers themselves. And that's what Apple is leaning into here. So they launched their self-service repair store earlier this year, which allows you to fix iPhone 12s and iPhone 13s, just those ones, at home. And now they're expanding it today to some of the new MacBooks. So anything with an M1 chip, which is something that comes from Apple. Here's how it works, though. You go to the store, you pick out whatever part it is that you need, whether it's a touchpad or a new screen, and then you also have to order a repair kit. So this gives you what from Apple says is all the tools you need to do the repair properly. You have to rent it, though, so it's $79 for an iPhone, so you have to pay that. You get the repair kit and then send it back in order to do the repair on top of the parts, and then $49 for the MacBook itself. So why would you want to do this is a question that a lot of people say, but this is really for do-it-yourselfers. So people who are skilled in tech repair, who are like, I can do this myself. I don't need to pay labor for somebody else to do it or send it into an Apple store. Give me the proper parts. I'll make the repair and go on your way. Or maybe say you've got a phone and the battery has expired on it. You want to replace the battery. You do that. You get another, extra life out of your phone. So that's who this is really targeted at. For ordinary people, if you're not skilled at doing this, they'll send you instructions. I still would recommend sending it to the Apple store or a third-party repair place, just somebody who's an actual expert in it. But this does give people the option to do it if that's what you want to do. So right to repair kind of spreading out to a lot more manufacturers now.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would be one of those people that would send it back. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it myself.
Yeah. I would take it to a third party. I mean, that's been the thing that a lot of these third party shops have been saying for a long time is like, we should be able to help consumers fix this stuff and keep their devices for longer and not add to the cycle of e-waste and all that stuff. If it's just a broken screen or a battery, why not?
Yeah, all right. It's a good option for some people. Well, Samsung's 55-inch Odyssey monitor is now available for pre-order. And what makes this thing so cool?
Yeah, this thing's pretty crazy. So if you're a hardcore PC gamer, specifically, that's kind of who this is marketed for, but it does other things. This is a monitor to take a look at. So it's 55 inches. It's OLED, 4K. It's curved, so it kind of wraps around a little bit. And at 55 inches, that's a pretty big wraparound. Meaning if you're gaming, you could have all kinds of different peripheral things going on. It's got different configurations, so you can set up, like, say, 4 different screens at the same time, showing different things. So it's got a lot going on right there, and it looks really good with 165 hertz refresh rate, meaning the game's constantly refreshing. You don't have any lag going on. But you can also take it and switch it to upright. So you can have a different kind of positioning of it, which is pretty unique in that you could stack things on it, still have that curve wraparound. It's got 2 different remote controls for it. One that's a standard, one's called the Arc Dial, where you can actually dial it in for specific color sets or however it is that you want to configure it. So really a lot of different ways that you can make this thing work specifically for you and how you game. The thing is, it's not cheap. So this is a $3,500 monitor to start with, and the pre-sale starts today, which is why it's making a lot of news. So you got to really be into it. But if you do want the top-of-the-line stuff, and people spend thousands of dollars on their PC gaming rigs anyway, so this is one that you would maybe want to take a look at. It's pretty impressive with everything that it can do. But again, high entry point. It's not for a casual gamer, but pretty cool anyway, just to see it.
Oh my gosh, $3,500. Yeah, that'll cost you a pretty penny, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wraparound screen. Wow.
Well, we have a new concept from Lincoln, and this is kind of envisioning the future of cars. So tell us about that.
Yeah, this is the Lincoln L100. Again, a concept car, but it's how Lincoln is envisioning some of these aspects to maybe make their way into vehicles in the future. So you got the outside look, which is pretty unique. It's got the weird gull wing doors that come up that look kind of cool. But the inside is really where a lot of it is as well, because they're looking at the future of cars as being autonomous driving, which eventually that's where a lot of this is going, where you may not even be driving yourself, and there's no steering wheel in this. So the inside of it itself is kind of built around that experience where you'd have 360 degrees of glass. So you get all these views, maybe overlaying different things on top of those like screens, turning them into screens. It shows as if instead of a steering wheel, a way that you could control the car a little bit is this little jewel they've set up with like a chess piece. Obviously, this is artistic, opportunity that's going on right there, but still kind of looking at how it's going to change the way we experience vehicles in different ways that it can elevate some of the different experiences that you can get, because it's also going to be electric, which means there's a lot more room on that end of things. So I love seeing this where they look at it. Again, this might not be made, but some of these aspects will probably make their way into cars here in the near future than, say, the next 5-6 years. You may be seeing more cars that look like this, with their design like this coming out. So it's changing. It's happening.
It is very sleek and modern looking for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I like going to the auto shows, when they come around and seeing the futuristic cars, the concept cars, which is what this is.
Yeah.
Just to see what might be happening sometime down the road.
What do you think of the gull-wing doors, the ones that open up?
Oh, I like that.
I think they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of
pretty cool.
snazzy. Yeah, good stuff. All right, Greg, thanks for the rundown. We'll see you next week.
Sounds great.
And for the latest tech headlines anytime, you can follow Greg on Twitter. He is @GregNibbler.